do you feel the pressure because you're the guy, you're the team leader, you're the coach, you're the boss? Do you feel that pressure, or is that just a natural role for you to be the team leader, the motivator, the guy that everybody looks to? I mean, you're feeling it. I mean, when you're the lead singer, you're on up front, you know?
I think in my career, I've always had this thing where I've walked this line of being careful of giving off. Like, I genuinely don't have fears from a standpoint of failure, because like you said, I've always just thought that it could happen. And if you think that way, then most things are positive. If it doesn't happen, well, then that's what most people expected anyway. So you didn't really fail. You just kind of like, it didn't work out. But I've never really thought like that. And my point is that I think when you think like that, I've always ridden the line of sometimes people taking it as taking confidence as arrogance. And I've never, my parents raised me not to ever be that way, but my dad definitely raised me to be confident. And so when you say, do I like being the leader or I don't think so. I didn't set out to be so-called a leader, but knowing that that's my role, I know the responsibility that comes with that. And so in order to be that person, not only to my band and crew, but I'm a father of two girls, to be a leader in my family and to be someone that people know they can count on, is what's important to me. And I have to hold my own self to that standard too, because as much as somebody can look you in the face and tell you that they're that kind of person, no one's just born that way. You have to commit to those types of rituals of being there for yourself just as much as if you're not there for yourself, you can't be there for other people either. So I try to maintain that role.
I totally agree. It really does start with the relationship between you and you. I mean, if you think about it, you're the adult, but there's still that kid in you. And so you have a choice. I try to reject any negative thought I have. You're never going to stop having those thoughts. But I make a commitment to go, oh, instead of feeling this way, I choose to pivot to the positive way because I know, God, you get so much more value. You're going to be a better everything if you're going down the positive path as opposed to the negative path. And there was a study that somebody did and told me about when you think negative, you can actually develop a muscle in your brain or something in your brain that gets bigger. Or if you're positive, you can develop that. And they see it in a CAT scan. They can see it. So I'm definitely, I reject the negative. I'm not going to ever get rid of negative thoughts. You wake up sometimes in a shit mood, But when I go I make the choice. Oh, I'm having that kind of day. I still am going to choose to be positive. And so if you can do that with you can do it with your kids, you can do it with your fans, you can do it with the band. I mean, it's your choice.
If you don't mind, I'll share something with you that I learned last year that I thought was really interesting from a lady that I was chatting with, being a musician on the road, as you know, getting sleep and just trying to maintain health and things like that can be challenging. And so I wanted to learn how to be better about it. And I went to Mayo Clinic up in Rochester, Minnesota.
Yeah.
Amazing place. They saved my dad's life. My dad had cancer, throat cancer, and they saved his life. And I just thought, he learned so much there. I'm going to go there and I want to talk to some of their specialists about what my life is and how I can sense when I get overworked and anxiety. Like, how do I just maintain it? How do I stay the guy that you're saying that people maybe perceive me to be? And the lady said something to me that I thought was really interesting, because as much as I have positivity, I'm very skeptical of things that people say, and I've always been an overanalyzer. So I asked her, this lady that was giving me lots of tips on how to maintain positivity and how to, and I said, well, do you have it figured out? It's because of this profession that you have, and you have a degree. Are you perfect all the time? Do you have this figured out? And she said, no, I don't. I have to practice every day. It's no different. And I tell you this because she said it's like Tiger Woods, right? Like he still has a coach he goes to. He's the greatest golfer, of all time. But he works on it every day. He doesn't just wake up and expect to have it all the time. And so she said, I woke up the other morning and I had a bad day. I knew, but I had to go and talk to people like you. And I couldn't let them know I was having a bad day because they come to me to make sure that to tell them how to not do it. She said, so I had to get myself in that mode. Way long story short, she went to grab a coffee as she usually did that morning. She said the guy behind the counter, she could tell, wasn't in a good mood. And she said, how are you doing? Tried to create small talk. He had wanted nothing of the small talk. He just wanted her money and asked her what she wanted. But she went overboard, and she said at the end of it, she bought a $20 gift card and she handed it back to him. And she said, hey, today I want, when people come behind me, whoever you deem you want to do it for, buy them a coffee with this gift card. And all of a sudden, she said his demeanor changed, like, wow, like that's really nice of you to do something like that for someone else. Thanks. Like, I'll do that. And you could just tell it changed his day. Well, she said she fast forwarded 20, 30 minutes later, she was getting in the elevator at the hospital, and a lady was like, wait. And she held the door for her. She's like, whoa, it's been a heck of a morning. But she's like, I just went to get a coffee. I got a free coffee from this. And it just all came back around full circle, because she said she put some positivity into the world. Because of it, it changed his day. He even happened to maybe give that woman, and she just said it all clicked, that you can do little things in life to turn the positivity switch on. And wow, how much it can change and start seeping into other people's lives. And I think it all comes back to you. Anyway, that was a long little recap, but I think I love stories like that.
Dude, that's incredible. Thanks for sharing that.